Sometimes, things reach you not when you are ready, but when you are broken. Not when the world makes sense, but when everything feels upside down. This is one of those things. It found you in a moment you didn't even know you needed it. It crawled through the cracks in your thoughts, between the sighs you release when no one is watching, and landed softly inside the silence you keep buried. This was not an accident. This was not coincidence. This was meant to find you, because something inside you, something quiet and tired, has been calling out. Not loudly, but enough. Enough for the universe to hear the ache. Behind your smile, there are no instructions in this. No answers. Only a voice. Mine. Speaking to the one part of you that still believes that there has to be more than just surviving. You don't always need a map. Sometimes you just need someone to sit next to your mess, look you in the eyes, and say, even here, even like this, you are not lost. I don't know what you carry, but I know it's heavy. I can feel it in the way your shoulders sink, even when you try to stand tall. I can feel it in the pause before you speak, like you're choosing your words so carefully, afraid the truth might spill. You've been quiet for so long, haven't you? Learning to hold back your voice, just to keep the peace, just to avoid the storms, just to be small enough to stay invisible. But you are not meant to disappear. You are not meant to shrink to fit the world around you. You are not here to just exist. You are a force. Even on the days you feel like a whisper, even on the days you are all trembling hands and soft apologies, you are not your mistakes, not your past, not what they did to you, not the version of you that settled when you knew you deserved more. You are still becoming, even now, even when it feels like you're breaking, especially when it feels like you're breaking. Because some things don't fall apart to end, they fall apart to begin. Let me remind you, there is light inside you, not loud and burning, but soft and stubborn, like the glow that lingers after the sun has set, and it refuses to go out. You may think you failed, that you've taken too many wrong turns, but let me tell you something that no one else ever said to you. You were always supposed to get lost. You were always supposed to wander. That's how you find the pieces of yourself you forgot you needed. That's how you remember the kind of love that doesn't ask you to earn it. This voice, these words, they are not magic. They won't fix everything, but they were meant to be here, right now, in your hands, on this day, because somewhere inside you, you've been hoping that someone would see you. And I do, even in your silence, even when you've given up explaining, even when you feel too much and still feel nothing at all. You've spent so long waiting for someone to choose you, to pick you, to stay. But maybe it's time, just maybe, for you to choose yourself, not out of anger, not out of revenge, but because you deserve to stop bleeding for people who won't even notice the stains, because you deserve to come home to yourself after all the times you abandoned your own heart just to be loved. You are allowed to stop chasing what hurts. You are allowed to walk away from the noise. You are allowed to rest. You are not late. You are not behind. You are just arriving at your own beginning. Let this be that gentle start. Let this be the sign you were hoping to stumble across when you had nothing left to hope with. Let this be the whisper that says, you're still here, and that means something. This found you for a reason. Let it stay with you. Let it remind you, you are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are more than what hurt you. You are more than what tried to break you. You are the kind of soul that darkness cannot swallow. So when the night comes, and it will, stand quietly in your space. And remember, there is nothing stronger than a heart that chose to keep beating, even when it was shattered. This was meant to find you, and now that it has, let it grow roots in the soil of your silence. Let it bloom in the places you once thought were barren. Let it stay, because you are still worth the becoming, even now, especially now. And if you are still doubting, still unsure whether this message was truly for you, pause for a moment. Not the kind of pause you make when you're avoiding something, but the kind that feels like exhaling after holding your breath for too long. Can you feel that? That tiny ache in your chest? That subtle throb under your ribs? That's not weakness. That's your soul responding. That's the soft place in you that hasn't gone numb. That's the proof you're still here. Maybe you don't trust words anymore. Maybe promises have been weapons in someone else's hands. I understand. Trust isn't something I ask of you. This isn't about trust. This is about remembering. Remembering that once, long before you hardened to survive, you were tender. You believed in things. You dreamed recklessly. You felt everything all the way to your bones. And life kept happening. It chipped at you, slowly at first. Then, all at once, you lost people. You lost pieces of yourself. You watched things you loved disappear without explanation. You stood in doorways that never opened again, and you started to believe that maybe you were the problem. But let me say this loud enough for the ache to hear. You were never the problem. You were just made of softness in a world that celebrates steel. You wanted to be understood in a world that speaks in performance. You wanted to be held in a world that only takes. Still you loved. Still you gave. Still you stayed kind, even when kindness felt like bleeding. And that is something holy. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. You are not too much. You were never too much. They were just too little to carry the weight of someone like you. There is nothing wrong with your heart. There is nothing wrong with the way it keeps forgiving, keeps opening, keeps believing that maybe this time things will be different. You are not naive. You are resilient. Because even after everything, you're still here, reading this, breathing through the heaviness, daring to believe, even if just for a second, that maybe you are meant for something more. You are. You always have been. And you don't have to know what that something is right now. You don't have to plan your healing like it's a checklist. You don't need to be perfect to begin. Start with breath. Start with being gentle to the voice inside you. Start with letting go of the belief that you need to earn your worth. You are not here to be useful. You are not here to be strong all the time. You are here to feel, to fall, to rise again with a little more softness each time. The world may not understand that. That's okay. The world doesn't have to. This is your becoming, not theirs. Let this be the space where you reclaim yourself, not the version shaped by pain, not the one that shrank to survive, but the you who remembers light, the you who still listens for magic, the you who believes that even silence carries answers. You are allowed to start over. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to be both a work in progress and still completely worthy of love. And when the days feel too long, when the shadows seem to grow louder, come back to these words. They're not here to fix you. They're here to remind you that you're not alone. You never were. You just forgot how deeply you belong. So take this with you. Let it be a flame in your pocket, a whisper against the noise, a memory of a truth you almost lost. You are not behind. You are not too broken. You are not too late. This was meant to find you, and now that it has, don't forget it. So don't forget it. Don't tuck it away like an old note in a drawer you never open. Don't treat these words like a momentary comfort you'll outgrow. Let them live with you. Let them settle in the spaces where doubt has built its home. Let them echo on the days when your voice feels too tired to speak for itself. Because the truth is, this wasn't written for the version of you who has it all together. This wasn't meant for the polished version you show the world. This was always meant for the version of you who stares at ceilings late at night, who hides the tremble in their hands, who silently prays for just one more reason to believe. That version, the quiet, aching, searching version, is the one who needed this. The one who needed to be seen, without needing to explain a single thing. No, you don't owe anyone an explanation. Not for why you left. Not for why you stayed. Not for the days you couldn't get out of bed. And not for the dreams you gave up on just to make it through. You survived. And maybe survival doesn't look heroic. Maybe it's messy and quiet and invisible to everyone else. But that doesn't make it any less sacred. You are doing the best you can with what you have. And that matters. You matter. So if today feels heavy, don't carry it all alone. You were never meant to be your own entire world. Let someone in. Let the words find you. Let the softness return. There's still time to be the person you needed when you were younger. There's still space to build the life you secretly dream of. There's still beauty waiting quietly at the edges of your fear. And no, it won't be easy. Healing is not a straight line. It's not a checklist. It's a slow unraveling of all the stories you were told about what you're worth. But here's the thing. You don't have to be fearless to begin. You just have to be willing. Willing to try again. Willing to forgive yourself. Willing to believe that softness is strength. That vulnerability is courage. That showing up, despite the cracks, despite the scars, despite the fear, is the bravest thing a person can do. So show up for yourself, again and again. Show up tired. Show up unsure. Show up trembling. But show up anyway. Because this world, as noisy and indifferent as it can seem, still needs hearts like yours. Hearts that feel deeply. Hearts that break, but still believe. Hearts that carry light, even in the darkest hours. And maybe you don't see your light yet. Maybe it's faint. Maybe it's buried under years of disappointment and doubt. But it's there. It's always been there. And this moment is not the end of your story. This is the part where something shifts. This is the breath between what hurt you and what will heal you. This is the quiet before the becoming. So, when the world goes quiet again, when you're left with just your thoughts and a room that feels too empty, remember this. You are not the darkness. You are the one still looking for light. And even that searching makes you holy. This was meant to find you. Because even if you didn't know it, somewhere deep down, you were already calling for it. And now you don't have to call alone.